off for a sec. One thing I have to do really quick is I've got to unplug the fridge, otherwise there'll be all this noise. So just hold on. I'll throw the condom over. That was too good. Okay. Okay, that's ready. That's on. Oh, that's gain. Whew. All right. Now, is anyone out there? Or am I talking to myself? Which I do a lot of. Is anyone out there? Should be. Oh, well, we'll see. I guess I'll get started here. Anyhow. Let's see. I hope I didn't get the wrong day. I'll just check. No, it's Wednesday. Okay. I'll just introduce myself and tell everyone a little bit of, about the program and the name and that kind of stuff. So I'm David Gerard, the self-proclaimed poet laureate, singer and songwriter for my Crosstalk podcast, which is simply about how I got to where I'll be. So how I got to where I'll be. Got that? Perfect. I like to have a bit of a chuckle now and then, and my humor tends to lean more towards self-defecation. Oh, shit. I did it again. Should have been self-deprecation. Why do these types of screw-ups become second nature? It's beyond me. How and why I chose the podcast name? Well, I've been deliberating between Moss Jock, B-Talk, and Schlock Jock, and a few others that are unmentionable. After a very long deliberation, me and Dave, if you were here last week, you know who Dave is. It's my brother. We, imaginary twin brother, it became obvious that the best choice is Crosstalk, which of course is none of the three voices, or choices, I mean. And I kind of looked up the definition of crosstalk, and that's what kind of sucked me in a little bit on that. And just give me one sec here. Oh yeah, someone's saying that it's happening. Okay. Oh, Jacqueline's here. There we go. Now I'm feeling a little bit better because I'm not definitely not talking to myself, although, like I said before. So yeah, the definitions for crosstalk. Number one is undesirable signals from a neighboring transmission circuit, like an electronic circuit, where it can be, so it's electrical crosstalk or electrically induced audio crosstalk called feedback. And the audio one lets us know right away with ear-piercing sounds. Not that I like that sound, but anyhow. So, and it's all the other one is a conversation that is incidental to the topic under discussion. Like then when people are yakking while a speaker, such as myself, is addressing the group. Although I wouldn't be able to pick up on your crosstalk because I can't hear you. And the other one that is traditional Chinese comedic performance, kind of like Laurel and Hardy, if anyone knows who they are. And when I saw this definition, I was all in because, Chinese comedy, I can dig that. There's a couple of ones that are, one in particular was, I'm going to have to remember the name of it. It's these kids from Taiwan and the family, and they moved to Florida. Anyhow, it's not being played anymore, whatever it is. My definition is like when my mom got angry with me, she'd furrow her eyebrows and talk crossly. Fortunately, it only happened a few times a day, so no problem. You, the audience, may crosstalk to your own heart's little desire, but because I can't hear it, like I said before. But on the other hand, I may crosstalk with my imaginary twin brother, Dave, and you won't hear it. So there we go. And one thing that I hadn't told anyone, I don't even know if people are aware of it, even if you're a Facebook friend, but I have a poetry blog that's comprised of about 130 poems that I've written in the last 5 years or so. And the link to my poetry blog is on my Facebook homepage under, I think it's intro, it's on the top left, there's a link there. Or I can give you the actual address of the blog, which is https:// and then all one word, life preserved in word .blogspot.ca. And I could maybe repeat that next time or later on in this podcast. So I've been actually this last week. Uh, some poems kind of came to me quick. One I finished in an hour and a half. It's not this one, but I don't know if they're all that great. But they're hot off the press, so I'll just read the first one. And it's called Specter, which is like a ghost. Crisp, clean air, pristine, yet gallows lurk in the shadows. As an enigma that eludes all five senses, is in and of itself senseless, so much so that you don't know when you catch it, although it really catches you. It searches for more friends, yet who can defend against senseless seduction? Once caught, the body is distressed and fraught, reduced to fight with compromised defenses. But the real crime is that it takes no time at all to find many more obvious victims. As it circumnavigates friend request protocol to amass by far the most friends of all. Red alert! Red alert! You have a virus. Uninstall Facebook immediately. Remit $50 to AskSaver account number Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2. Signed 91-DIVOC, which is COVID-19 spelled backwards. So that's it. Kind of a little fun thing, I guess. Now, I had it on the big screen, but I don't want to turn the camera around and stuff. But I'm going to just do a little bit about COVID because it's in our face all the time. So the latest stat is over 2 million infected, 135,000 dead, and over 500,000 recovered. So sobering. I know many of you have already have a last will and testament, but COVID-19 is urging me, so I'm not pointing at anyone else, is urging me, just want to share it, to write up a living will. And much like me it's much like me actually starting a podcast, because I don't have the procrastinator's excuse. I'm too busy. I will do it very soon and give myself a deadline of next Wednesday. But I also do have an I'm so forgetful excuse that is ready to be pulled out of the hat when and if required. And I hope I don't go to that one. Living will explains what kind of medical care that person wants when he or she is alive, but unable to explain his or her wishes. So that's pretty straightforward. And I think probably writing one would be straightforward. I don't know. I'll let you know what's next week. Anyhow, that's that. And also, I was out the day before, and I was at the seawall, and I saw the parks people. They were walking along with these hockey sticks for social distancing, right? And I pondered it after, when I got home, and I went, oh, I know what. We could get a new game going in town called hockey stick distancing. And it would be great if they enacted a law where every person has to carry a hockey stick and wear protective headgear with a face shield, right? And you could just give people a slap if they get too close. But if you're keeping score, only headshots count. So that's my little devious thing there. Of course, I wouldn't do it, but you got to do something to keep yourself happy. And also, Google Timeline. I didn't realize that it's one of those things. I probably clicked yeah, and so it gives you a report every month on where you've been and all the places, la di da di da. And so I looked at it and I went, oh, did I really go there that day? And oh, that was whatever. And then so I checked it against all my debit card transactions because I like coffee, and that's one thing I'm going to have at least once or twice. And I started checking them, and then I would look at it, and I would start to analyze, and I'm going, if I just would have been a little smarter, I wouldn't have taken that particular route to accomplish all those things. I would have gone this way instead. And I started tearing it all apart, and then I went, this is stupid. So I'm done with that. I might look at it just to get a little chuckle once in a while, but I'm not going to, go that far. So yeah, it's, one of those things. Okay, now, let's see here. Oh, wrong one. Having a hard time with these windows again. Here we go. Here's a poem that I wrote a few years ago. It's one of the shortest poems I've ever written, but I really like it because it's got a lot to say in that brevity of the poem. So I'll read it to you. It's called Prose, aRose. Mind seed rose natural from earthen womb, as prose aRose bud to grow a rose bloom. Flower poetic sent stylus to paper flow prose. That's it. But there's some of it, there's double meaning to some of it. Like a rose could be a rose. It could be a lot of different things. So I'm going to try and see if I can, oops, sorry people. Doesn't want to go that low. Let me get rid of this window. Drop you right down. Okay. Oh, no, I can't do it. Anyhow, let's pull it back up again. That's another thing I'll hopefully have sorted out for next time. That's hilarious. But now I got to pull it back up. Liam and Gabe are here too. I could copy and paste your blog address into the comments at the end. Okay, thanks, Jacqueline. Just put a few comments in there. Now we start again, trying to figure this out. I shouldn't have moved it. And then pull that up again. Okay. So about that poem, yeah, Prose, aRose, and it's spelled aRose, like a rose, but small a, large R. So it's telling you there's dual meaning within the poem for a rose. It could be a rose or it could be a rose. And basically what it's about is it's telling how like a rose when it grows, the same thing happens to the prose. So the prose buds, comes to bloom, and then it flowers, at the same time, and it's got a nice scent to it. But scent is spelt SCENT as in a smell, but it's actually SENT because it's flower poetic scent stylus to paper flow prose. So anyhow, you probably already forgotten the whole thing, but that's okay. Okay, and now here's one that did I miss something here? Oh, yeah, and here's one that this is the one that I wrote in real short order. It's called Broken Heroes. And what was I thinking about here? I took a real convoluted way to get to where I was going, and I think it's because the I don't know, the COVID thing's always sort of hanging there. But I started thinking about when we were kids, and fairly young. I would have been 7, 8, I don't know, whenever the Vietnam War started. On Salt Spring, we had piles of draft dodgers. And also, we had an influx of new families onto the island. And a lot of those families had 4 or 5 sons in the family, and they didn't want to have to go through the war. And as far as Canada goes, we've been pretty lucky to not really have in my time to not have to really go through anything crazy. And that's kind of how it started. Okay, so Broken Heroes. Broken heroes littered and strewn inside the many tomes of history and etched in the cold headstones of eternity. How can heroes killing heroes emancipate humanity? Debasement and depravity feed the weight and the gravity of what they must do to make it home with one shoe. Or even worse, to bear the injury we can't see, shell-shocked into a full-blown case of PTSD. Sorry. Small in stature are our children, the unsung heroes, who see all people as pluses, so there are no zeros, and have yet to develop filters to conceal innocence and charm, and aren't disgusted by the hero with only one arm. They don't know what PTSD is, but they're right on task to smile at that trembling person and ask, "What happened to you? Does it hurt? Is it okay for me to stay and play?" The child becomes a psychologist bearing gifts of innocence and smiles to be repaid by the broken hero with a broken smile. So that's that. And it's kind of like the guy didn't really have much of a smile on his face, obviously, and then the kid ended up being the psychologist, and at least he doesn't have a really full smile, but he's got a broken smile, which is better than no smile at all. And I kind of liked the way it ended out, because I felt like it was starting to be a real dark poem, and but then the kids lifted me up as usual. So that's that one. How are we doing for time? Oh yeah, we got time. Okay. I wonder, I think if I could bring it up without messing it, I might be able to sing another song, but nah, I won't bother. So last week, it was talking a bit about, John Prine's passing, and a bit of Red Skelton too. And the thing that I remembered was Red played, I think I might have mentioned Clem Cadiddlehopper, which I love that name, But there was also, what was his name? Might even have it here somewhere. Oh yeah, Freddie the Freeloader. Freddie the Freeloader, and he was a hobo. So that got me to thinking, well, there's a tie-in between that and John Prine, because John wrote a song called the Hobo Song. It's one of my favorite. But just for a little bit of background, just to be precise, a hobo is someone who travels from place to place looking for work. A tramp is someone who travels but avoids work whenever possible. And a bum doesn't care to work or travel at all. So that just, so that in the hierarchy of the hobos, tramps and bums, the hobos are at the top of the heap. And also, what surprised me is there are still hobos today, but it's very few. I mean, I think they said 20 to 30 full-time hobos, but that swells to 2,000 part-time hobos in the summer. And a lot of the states, they have hobo conventions. And I thought, oh, really? But I guess it's a thing. So, and after the Civil War in the 1860s, there were as many as 2 million people became hobos. Some sources say it's as much as 4 million at the height of the Great Depression. And well, up through the whole thing, I guess. And then at the height of the Great Depression, there were 1 million hobos riding the rails, all sort of, within those few years. And the neat thing about it was, when I was a boy, I always wanted to be a hobo. And I was going to say it was for a couple of years, but I think I changed professions weekly. So who knows? But I did like it. And I did like the idea that I knew if I really, really, and a couple of times I almost did it, to run away from home. I knew to get the pole and tie all my clothes up in a sack, put it on the end of the pole, and start on my merry way. And I think I may have even tried it once or twice, but the thing that held me back was the smell of my mother's cooking. She's a really good cook, so there's no way. I'm not. Nope. I'm too hungry, so didn't happen. So I will sing. I've got more time than I thought I had, but what I'd like to do is sing the Hobo Song. I'll have to get it. Okay. Unfortunately, it sounds like you're going to hear that mouse. That's maybe a little bit better. Okay, it's called the Hobo Song. See if I can get things right here. There was a time when lonely men would wander through this land, rolling aimlessly along. So many times I've heard of their sad story, written in the words of dead men's songs. Down through the years, many men have yearned for freedom. Some found it only on the open road. So many tears of blood have fell around us, 'cause you can't always do what you are told. Please tell me, where have all the hobos gone to? I see no fire burning down by the rusty railroad track. Could it be that time has gone and left them tied up in life's eternal traveling sack? Last Sunday night, I wrote a letter to my loved one. I signed my name and knew I'd stayed away too long. There was a time when my heart was free to wander, and I remember as I sing this hobo song. Please tell me, where have all the hobos gone to? I see no fire burning down by the rusty railroad track. Could it be that time has gone and left them tied up in life's eternal traveling sack? Tied up in life's eternal traveling sack. There's that, done and dusted. I hope I enjoyed that. How are we doing for time? Still got 10 minutes. Wow. Maybe Danielle is saying I really loved Unsung Heroes. Or Broken Heroes or whatever. Okay. What I could do, because I can't even tell who's there or who isn't there, but I know that a couple of my kids are for sure. So I will try and find one song that of John Prine's that I used to sing to them. So just bear with me for a minute. And please don't bury me. I don't know all the lyrics. That's why I got to find it. Okay, let's see. Another little sip here. Let's see if I can get this right. Woke up this morning, put on my slippers, walked in the kitchen and died. And oh, what a feeling when my soul went through the ceiling, and on off into heaven I did ride. When I got there, they did say, Dave, it happened this old way. You slipped upon the floor and hit your head. And all the angels say, just before you passed away, these were the very last words that you said. Please don't bury me down in that cold, cold ground. No, I'd rather have 'em cut me up, pass me all around, throw my brain in a hurricane, and the deaf can take both of my ears, and the blind can have my eyes. The deaf can take both of my ears if they don't mind the size. Give my stomach to Milwaukee if they run out of beer. Put my socks in a cedar box, just get 'em out of here. Venus de Mille can have my arms, look out, I've got your nose. Sell my heart to the junk man and give my love to Rose. Please don't bury me down in that cold, cold ground. No, I'd rather have 'em cut me up, pass me all around, throw my brain in a hurricane, and the blind can have my eyes. The deaf can take both of my ears if they don't mind the size. Give my feet to the footloose, careless, fancy free, and give my knees to the needy Don't pull that stuff on me. Hand me down my walking cane. It's a sin to tell a lie. Send my mouth way down south and kiss my ass goodbye. Please don't bury me down in that cold, cold ground. I'd rather have 'em cut me up, pass me all around, throw my brain in hurricane, and the blind can have my eyes, and the deaf can take both of my ears if they don't mind the size. There we are. I can still do it, sort of. So what are we at for time? Okay. I wish I had I don't have piles of stuff prepared, but just kind of looking here to see if there's something else that I can pull up there. That's if you don't mind my singing. If you don't like my singing, well, sorry. Let's see. Oh, this one maybe. If I can remember the melody. Nope. Well, I'm kind of grasping at straws here. No, I didn't realize that I would cover that much in that short amount of time. So I apologize for that. And it's not bad because I started at 5:02. So yeah, that's 45 minutes. And anyone who wasn't there at the beginning, the hospital serenade was on. So you can listen to that. It was pretty good, pretty loud. They seem to be doing. Now I can see what's going on. They used to, or they're getting. It's getting more condensed. They're usually starting right at 7 and finishing at about 7:03. But there's a lot of racket in that short amount of time. So, I'm pretty happy with it. So I think what I'm going to do is say goodbye to y'all. And I hope to do this again next week, hopefully. And that's my plan anyhow. So you can join me if you like. And yeah, so it's just a goodbye. God bless. And peace. Oops. Peace out.